career, he's really been hurt. He's gone down before one time, but there was a perfect left hand. Roy never saw it coming. Roy is out, and Roy may be out of boxing.
That's why Tarver wanted to be the counterpuncher, because he answered Roy's right hand.
Surfaced clip showing Floyd Mayweather reacting to Roy Jones Jr.'s 2004 knockout loss has stirred up plenty of online discussion. In the footage, Mayweather appears amused as he watches the moment Antonio Tarver lands the decisive left hand that changed the trajectory of Jones' career. That defeat was widely seen as a pivotal moment for Jones, signaling a shift in momentum after years of dominance. Now, with tensions between the two boxing legends still simmering, many believe Mayweather is using that historic moment to fuel their ongoing rivalry. A rivalry some argue was reignited by Jones himself. But if anyone expected Roy Jones Jr. to ignore the subtle jab, that assumption didn't last long.
Greatest fighter all the time? No. Chavez was 80 at one point. 80. He could retire at 80, no? You go up top 10? No. He just didn't stop, right? You got the 50 and you stopped because of Rocky Marciano. So Rocky died. If he wouldn't die, he probably would have kept going too. So that's at the end, you probably got us over though for number 50. How can I respect?
Roy Jones Jr. didn't hold back when addressing Floyd Mayweather. He doubled down on a stance he's maintained for years. Now while Mayweather mastered the financial side of boxing, excitement inside the ropes was a different conversation. For Jones, legacy isn't built solely on undefeated records or massive paydays. He measures greatness by daring performances, risk-taking, and the kind of moments that leave fans replaying highlights for decades. In his view, that's where he separates himself. This perspective isn't new. In a past interview several years ago, Jones openly contrasted their careers. He praised Mayweather's ability to turn prize fighting into a business empire, but suggested their in-ring styles represented two very different philosophies. Jones even argued that his peak performances stand apart from any era, claiming his blend of speed, power, and athleticism was unmatched. Unsurprisingly, those remarks didn't sit well with many of Mayweather's supporters, who see Floyd's undefeated record and championship run across multiple weight classes as proof of all-time greatness.
Not be able to take credit for beating Pacquiao after he got knocked out by Marquez, because that's not the same Pacquiao. Of course, that's not the Pacquiao that's top of his game. But in society today, we'll call that person the best fighter ever. When
Jones didn't ease up on his argument. In a later appearance on a boxing podcast, he brought another legend into the discussion, Sugar Ray Leonard. Jones suggested that Leonard carried a different kind of presence in the ring, one rooted in intensity and edge. According to Jones, the difference wasn't about accolades or championship belts. It was about temperament. He described Leonard as a fighter who embraced confrontation, someone willing to dig deep and impose himself physically and mentally. In contrast, he implied that Mayweather relied more on precision and control than raw aggression. The underlying message was clear. Talent and technique matter, but so does mentality. In Jones' view, the truly unforgettable fighters combine skill with a certain ferocity, a willingness to push the fight into uncomfortable territory. After years of hearing comparisons like that, it seems Mayweather chose to answer in a way that fits his personality perfectly.
Lord child, the man Floyd Money Mayweather is watching video of Roy Jones getting knocked out. Yeah, man. Roy Jones absolutely getting cooked. And all this is because Floyd Money Mayweather is upset at Roy Jones Jr. for Roy saying that Floyd could not beat a prime Sugar Ray Leonard. Lord child,
There were no press conferences or fiery back-and-forth exchanges. Instead, the response came quietly through short social media posts. A clip of Jones being stopped by Tarver. Another moment from the Glenn Johnson fight, where he was left flat on the canvas. No captions needed. The timing did the talking, rather than argue point for point. The message leaned on visuals. While Jones often highlights his explosive performances and risk-taking style, Mayweather's posts subtly pointed to the consequences of that approach. It was a contrast built on outcomes. One career marked by calculated precision and an unblemished record, the other filled with breathtaking highs and a few dramatic falls. BZY letting the footage speak. Mayweather framed the debate in his own way. Disciplined strategist versus daring showman. Two different paths to greatness. Two very different legacies. Unsurprisingly, the boxing world quickly split into camps.
Man, do what he want to do, he gonna beat you. Because he's very explosive and he's very mean.
I was gonna say mean.
To me, people don't give him enough credit. People always say, well, Floyd would beat Sugar. No, baby, Floyd is not as near as mean as Sugar was.
You don't think he would have beat him?
How? How you gonna keep him off on him? Sugar is a dog. Just because his name is Sugar don't mean nothing. Sugar is a dog. People don't give him enough credit for that. You gotta think, this is between round 13 and 14, I think. Ain't no done. Say you're blowing it, son.
Social media quickly turned into a battleground. Comment sections filled with jokes, hot takes, and long threads breaking down both legacies. Some fans said Mayweather's move was predictable, pointing to his reputation for subtle mind games and carefully calculated digs at rivals. Others highlighted his spotless professional record, noting that he walked away without a knockout loss and without the kind of controversies that stain a resume. To them, the contrast was obvious, but Jones had his defenders too. Supporters argued that his career was defined by daring leaps, jumping weight classes, chasing challenges, and delivering highlight reel finishes that electrified crowds. A few critics even claimed Jones' setbacks were the price of ambition, suggesting that while one fighter embraced risk, the other built his path with extreme caution at its core. The debate isn't just about two men, it's about two philosophies of greatness.
Different things. He was a social media blowout. He was with that man that did his character because he could do it, and do things the way he did. He was smarter. I wanted to play King of the Hill. He didn't get to play King of the Hill. He wanted to play King of the Field, which he did.
Reality, as always, isn't black and white. That Mayweather's resume includes some of the biggest names of his era, elite champions and future Hall of Famers. His road to 50-0 wasn't built on unknown opponents. It was built on timing, preparation, and a style designed to neutralize strengths and minimize danger. His approach wasn't necessarily easier. It was calculated. Jones, on the other hand, represented something different. At his peak, he blended speed, reflexes, and audacity in a way that felt almost unfair. He would drop his hands, fire combinations from impossible angles, and make top-level fighters look ordinary. Moving up in weight didn't seem to slow him down. For a stretch, he appeared untouchable, but boxing is unforgiving. After the loss to Antonio Tarver, the aura shifted. The split-second reactions that once defined him weren't quite as sharp. The same daring style that once thrilled crowds began to carry heavier consequences. A devastating knockout defeat to Glenn Johnson reinforced the sense that the margin for error had grown thinner as the years passed. The venues got smaller and the spotlight dimmer. The risks that once built his legend began to chip away at it. And that contrast, sustained control versus spectacular peaks and valleys, continues to fuel the debate.
Like, where would you put him in the rankings? Mayweather, where would you put him? Who?
Alright, let me ask you a question.
If you don't respect Muhammad Ali, how can I respect you?
Good point.
Mayweather's career arc followed a very different pattern. There was no visible decline played out on the biggest stages, no prolonged stretch of setbacks. He stepped away with his record intact, then returned on his own terms for lucrative exhibitions that reinforced his brand as much as his bank account. From his perspective, that's part of the achievement. He often argues that greatness isn't only about winning fights. It's about navigating the business, preserving your value, and avoiding the traps that have shortened or stained other careers. To him, longevity without damage is proof of superiority, and by resurfacing those old knockout clips, he subtly reinforces the idea that careful management matters. Jones sees it another way. In his mind, pure ability, the reflexes, the creativity, the fearlessness, is what defines the upper tier of boxing history. He believes the things he could do in the ring, the angles he created, the risks he embraced, and the moments that left crowds stunned, set him apart in a way statistics alone can't capture. even if the later chapters weren't flawless. He values the spectacle and the daring that built his legend to the heart of it. This debate isn't just personal, it's philosophical. Is greatness about staying unbeaten and in control? Or is it about pushing the limits of what's possible, even if it comes at a cost? That question, more than any social media post, is what keeps the conversation alive.
In the least amount of fights, I didn't have to have 70 fights, or 150 fights, 300 fights. Did I not beat the most world champions?
Yes, you did.
Okay. And in the least amount of fights?
Yes, you did.
Who got the highest gate?
Floyd Mayweather.
Who made the most money?
You did.
Who was the most accurate fighter of all time?
You were.
So it's basically saying that...
The greatest of all time.
Okay.
Fine.
Roy's perspective from Jones' standpoint. Nothing about this exchange requires a new statement. He's been consistent for years. In his view, Mayweather mastered the economics of boxing better than anyone, but that doesn't automatically make him the more daring fighter. Jones has long suggested that there's a difference between minimizing risk and confronting it head-on. He sees his own career as one built on chasing challenges, moving across weight classes, and embracing uncertainty. To him, that willingness to gamble physically is part of what defines true greatness. Because of that belief, a few social media clips aren't likely to shift his stance. If anything, we may interpret them as further proof of what he's always argued, that image management and narrative control have played a major role in Mayweather's legacy. And Jones isn't alone in thinking that way. Across the boxing world, there are fans and analysts who share similar sentiments, viewing the debate as a clash between business brilliance and in-ring boldness.
Everybody keep asking me, why you not coming back to fight? Why you not coming back to fight? So I look at the fight game, I said, okay. I said, fighters fight, they make 3 million, 4 million, 6 million, 7 million. Some may make 10 or 20 million. But I'm doing exhibitions and I'm making 20, 25 million, 100 million for exhibitions. So why would I come back and fight and get a guaranteed?
Divide doesn't stop with the fighters themselves. Over the years, voices in boxing media have taken sides as well. Some analysts have questioned Mayweather's strategy, pointing to his defensive first approach and the timing of certain matchups as evidence that he prioritized control over chaos. Others reject that criticism entirely. They argue that his resume speaks for itself. Victories over elite champions across multiple eras and weight classes. They note that defeating established stars and rising talents alike, while maintaining an unblemished record, is no small feat add to the financial heights he reached. And supporters see a blueprint for modern prize-fighting greatness that in the end, the disagreement comes down to interpretation. Is precision and longevity the ultimate marker of excellence? Or does greatness demand visible risk and dramatic flair? That tension is what keeps this debate alive years after both men's primes.
Why not? I mean, everything you got on costs money. You can't take your wife on a date for free.
Is that how you measure your success?
No. Me, I'm loyal and honest. And I'm a good person. And I call a spade a spade. Money don't make me, I make money. And without money, I'll be the same person. I fought so many fights for free.
What keeps the debate alive is the difference in mindset between the two fighters. Jones has always focused on the spectacle, giving fans thrilling, unpredictable fights, even when the financial payoff was uncertain. Mayweather, on the other hand, built his career around calculated opportunities, taking fights when the timing and numbers made sense. For Jones, every match was a test of skill and courage. For Mayweather, every match was a carefully managed step toward legacy and wealth. One embraced risk and the thrill of the unknown. The other embraced control and strategy. These aren't just approaches to boxing. They're fundamentally different philosophies. And that contrast explains why the discussion about who was better or more daring continues to spark debate, even years later.
And one of the reasons why people watch him fight is not because he's like Mike Tyson, just goes out and destroys people. They like watching him fight because they hate him. Because he talks so much shit, and he's like, look at my $1 million watch, look at my fucking jet, look at my house, look at this. He's like constantly showing you all these things that he has. Like he'll lay out watches in a hotel bed, like this is $1 million worth of watches. This watch goes for $2 million. And they're like, this is my small watch that I take sometimes, but when I'll show you, when I'll show up, I bring out the big boy and it brings out this watch that's covered in diamonds. It's like $5 million. And so you hate him.
Recently, Some online chatter suggested that Jones' comments about Mayweather might have had more than just pride behind them. Speculation ranged from staying in the public eye to potentially setting up an exhibition bout. While there's no evidence that Jones is in financial trouble, exhibition fights have become a common way for retired legends to stay active and earn big payouts. Mayweather himself has taken part in several exhibitions, and Jones faced Mike Tyson in the 2020 event. The idea of the two boxing icons stepping into the ring, even in a non-competitive exhibition, would naturally generate massive interest, partly because of their past history and the rivalry that still captures fans' imaginations.
See, they're upset because I'm able to milk the game. I'm smart, kept all my faculties, made a lot of smart investments, so you know when great people like Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, the Waltons, the people that own Walmart, Walgreens, when they're getting money in their 50s, their 60s, their 70s, 80s, and even 90s, it's okay. A young kid.
Regardless of whether a showdown between them ever happens, the story is already set in fans'